Hey all, my name is Kurt, and I'm here with this guy, Trent. Welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar, and Trenton, as promised, we're following up with our Michters review, and we're going to be tasting all of their ryes. I think this is all of their ryes, is that right?
We don't have the 20-year rye, but yeah, apart from that, this is all their rye.
I don't foresee having that in the near future. What do you think?
Well, I reached out to Michters and
I bet you did.
I got ghosted, so I was not able to progress on that front. But we got the four, and they're all really good ryes. I would go out to say that Michters has some of my favorite ryes out there.
Yeah. I would have to agree, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
And I know, like a lot of you folks already know, my brother and Trenton are the huge fan of rye whiskeys. That's for sure. But I have to agree with Trenton. I mean, Michters' lineup is some of my favorite rye whiskeys.
I'm surprised you normally don't agree with me.
Now, come on now. I don't think that's true.
No, it's not, for the most part.
Well, yeah, maybe sometimes. So anyways, I'm really, really excited to look into this, Trenton, and see what we got here in front of us, because there's an awesome lineup, and we might as well just get started right away. We have the Michters Kentucky Straight Rye.
I haven't
their basic bottle right here.
This is the first, and I don't know if you remember this. Mm-hmm. This was one of the first. This is the first rye that I bought, because I went into a liquor store in our area, and it was around Christmas time, and I had Miss Blanton's at two other stores on Christmas Eve. So I went into the store, and she had a Blanton's, and then I was like, "Well, did you get anything else?" And she's like, "We got this Michters rye," and I didn't even know what that was, but I was like, "If she's mentioning it to me, it's got to be pretty good." So I texted him, and I was like, "Hey, they have a Michters rye," and he's like, "Call me right now." I think you were expecting like a 10-year or something,
right?
But
probably.
It was just this. It was like $45. Well, their standard rye release, and I had it, and I liked it.
And if I can be honest with you, yeah, I've had these other ones down here at the bar. Now this is one you just got me not that long ago, but these other ones I've had here and there, and I only have had their core release rye whiskey just a few months.
Really?
In preparation for this show.
All right.
And I can't believe, as you've seen, I've already had some.
Yeah. And
I can't believe what I've been missing. Honestly, I was an idiot for not having it down here.
Well, now I need to try.
Tell you the truth. So it's 84.8 proof, Trenton, and like all the core releases, they're $40 to $45, something like that.
That smells really good. That's citrusy all day long.
It is. I know. You're right. You're right.
That's kind of it, though. It's really citrusy, and it's got some kind of sweetness, but that's...
Yes, it's got a light caramel type sweetness to it, too. Something like that. But yeah, you're right. A lot of citrus on the nose.
A light nose, really good. And the citrus, a lot of ryes, I find that the nose doesn't really match the palate. Mm-hmm. Or something along those lines. But this, you get a lot of citrus up front.
Yep.
Like the whole duration of it being in your mouth.
It's really, really nice. He's 100% right. You get that citrus right up front, and it's the main focal point of the palate. There's no question about that. I also get some cinnamon in there too. It's not super spicy, so I'd have to guess, Trenton. I would have to guess, and I don't know any mash bills for Michters.
You didn't do your research? Come on.
I tried, dude. I couldn't find any. So if you folks know, but I'd have to think this isn't a super high rye mash bill.
I wouldn't.
In tasting it. Now, what it is, I really don't know, and that's just a guess. But I do get a lot of citrus in there. I get some cinnamon, and way on the back end and in the finish, I get some baking spices.
I will say, if you're a big, a big Bullet fan, it almost kind of reminds me of Bullet, just not as upfront with the orange citrusy note that you get. And I think Bullet was like 95.5.
Correct. So I'm interested to know if anybody knows what the mash bill is for any of this stuff.
Or does... Yeah, I guess if you don't know the mash bill, I don't know if Bullet used a different rye variety than Michters did.
Yeah, it's hard to say.
I'd be interested if you know. Yeah. Or if you're at Michters.
Let us know.
We're looking for a 20-year rye,
Let us know, absolutely. But I do like it.
It's really good.
I do like it. And, again, we can have that conversation. Are the core releases a little bit expensive in that $40 to $45 range?
I think
because, what I'll pose it to you is in a question. What about this versus Old Forester rye, which you can pick up for about $20 to $23?
I gotta go with Old Forester rye all day.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
It's half the price.
And I like this. Don't get me wrong. I think it's very good. I just wish some of their core releases were a little bit more price efficient.
Yeah.
That's all. All right, let's move on. We have the Michters barrel-strength rye.
One of my favorites.
Yeah, so this is like on a whole nother level. This is 108.1 proof. All right, and I think it's about $100. Am I right by saying that?
100, 120
it's been a while.
MSRP usually. Okay. Their barrel strength and their toasteds are usually well into the $100 or just on the cusp above $100.
Yeah, you know more of the pricing in these things than I do, so let's give this one a taste and see what we have.
The nose doesn't even come close to the core release.
No.
But it's like, what, 25 proof higher?
Yeah, quite a bit.
It's like a dark something, like maybe cranberry-ish or something.
Yeah, it definitely still has some form of a sour fruit note.
Yeah.
And I don't mean sour in a bad way.
Do you know what year this is? It doesn't drink as hot as I thought it was going to.
No, and I kind of like it. Now, Trent, this is your bottle. So you remember what year it is? I don't have my glasses on.
Well, we did this as an auction bottle. Kurt actually went to Michters at the Fort Nelson distillery and bottled his own. So this says Fort Nelson, but it's actually this. You just bottle it at Michters downtown.
Yeah, I got a video of my lovely wife putting a little sticker on the front. It was a fun time.
So I don't know when you got this. This was
2020.
2020.
No,
okay.
no. Yeah, it's on there, bud. It's on right here. Look down here.
Oh, yes. 2/16/20.
Yeah, 2020. So I find it to be very, very good, dude. I really do. I really like this stuff. I find it to be spicy but sweet too. Spicy and like a rice spice, not hot like ethanol hot.
Yeah.
I find a little bit, and this is what I struggle with, is trying to find that sweet note in there. I'm kind of putting it out there like a molasses note, like a darker molasses note. To me, there's some oak in there too. Obviously some cinnamon, but I'm really trying to find out. I really wanted to hear what you might have to say, what the sweet note is in there, because there's definitely one in there.
So, and this might be a first for me. I love ryes, and it's sweet, and it's a little spicy, but I cannot pinpoint what flavors I'm getting. I really can't.
And that's a bummer, because I was sipping a little bit last night, and I just
it's kind of flat, a little bit.
You don't like it so much?
It's not my favorite.
Okay. No.
But I'm struggling to get. It's like sugary sweet maybe, and then a little bit spicy. But there's no I don't get really any other profiles in that.
Yeah. It does have some sweetness in it, and it's not like a maple. I wouldn't really refer to it as a maple or brown sugar or caramel. It's more darker, well, quite a bit darker than that. So
it's like an oak, like a spicy oak.
Yeah,
that's about all.
There's definitely some oaky in there too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on to the next one. I have to admit to you, this particular bottle especially, this is the Michters Toasted Rye.
This is the only toasted that I don't have.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And I've got it and you don't?
Yeah.
Well, that's a shocker. This is one of my favorite toasted products that I've ever had, to be quite truthful with you. I really, really like it. So it's 109.6 proof. And again, Trenton, I'm going to guess the price point to be, as you said, somewhere around $100 and $120. Because this one is also purchased at the same time as 2020.
Okay. Dude, it's like I normally don't get a marshmallowy kind of note.
No question about it.
100%.
Oh. Definitely a marshmallowy, nice little toasty thing going on there.
I got to put that up there in like my top 5 ryes, maybe. Mm-hmm. There's just something so special about it. This makes me sad that I don't have it.
It is so good.
Might have to steal yours.
I mean, I really like it. I think the toast on this, of course, it was aged and then finished in a toasted barrel. But I think I struggle with some of the toasted products, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Because some can be a little overbearing. I think there's a real fine line, but I think they've achieved it with this one.
Yeah.
It is really, really good. You still get a little bit of spiciness there from the rye whiskey. There definitely is some sweetness, and I think this one I really could label as maple.
Yeah.
In there too as well.
I can see that.
But then that toastiness comes through. And it's almost like cinnamon toasty, almost like cinnamon toast crunch cereal. Honestly. It's really, really nice.
That is really nice. Good job, Michters.
All right.
The big dog.
Excuse me. Last but not least, have you had any of this yet?
Is this the 2022?
Yes. This is the one you just got me.
I think I tried a little sip of it, but that's it. If I remember correctly, this was like...
You just wait till you get into this one. Now, you know more about this than I do, of course. Pardon me. Let the folks know the deal with this Michters 10-year rye. It hasn't been available for a while.
Huh?
You told me it hasn't been available for a while. This is the first year since...
So that was the toasted sour mash that wasn't available since 2019.
Oh.
This is available yearly. The weird thing about this year, though, is that the bourbon, the 10-year bourbon, didn't come out this year. But this one did.
Maybe that's what's in my mind.
Okay.
Well, I apologize. I really thought this one hadn't been available for a little while.
It's fun, because I think I got last year's. And that's it.
Okay. Oh, my bad. My bad. All right, let's get into this because this was a real treat. Let me just tell you,
dude.
This was a real treat last night when I was sipping a little bit on it.
You tried all these last night and you didn't invite me over?
Wait, what?
Come on.
What? The nose is just spectacular. A lot of marshmallowy sweetness, some chocolate in the nose, and almost a minty chocolate.
Like an Andes candy
yes,
kind of thing?
Thank you.
I can see that.
Yes. Thank you.
Well, you haven't tasted it, so I can confirm that it does transfer to the palate quite well. It's like, you're at Olive Garden and you just eat 6 breadsticks and have 9 bowls of soup and you eat probably 5 of those candies. It honestly tastes like that, but it's like if they kept the Andes candies in the back storage unit for a couple years and they got dusty.
Right.
It's like that.
Now, Trent, this one's 92.8 proof, and I'm not sure what the price point was, to be quite truthful with you. You just picked it up a couple months ago, probably, something like that.
Yep.
$120, let's say.
150, I think.
Oh wow, okay. Little pricey.
120 to 150.
Little pricey.
I've seen prices this year have been so bizarre.
Yeah, it is exceptional. I will grant you
Very
that. The proof being a little lower, though, that's what I want to kind of get into with you a little bit here. 92.8 proof. I think the palate is fabulous.
Yeah.
I really do. That carries through, just like you said, with that minty chocolatey. I get a little vanilla. I find some herbalness in there, too.
I could see a little herbal something.
Yeah, a little bit of herbal in there, too. It's all kind of supported by a nice wood note in there, kind of subtle, but yet, really pulls everything together. However, how would you feel about this being 105 to 110 proof? That's my question for you.
If we could get over the 100 proof cusp, I think this would be hands down one of the best ryes of the year. Not that it's not really good as it is. I just wish that the proof it's a little bit too mellow for me. And when I'm drinking a rye, I expect to get like a little bit of spice on there. That's why I like ryes. I don't get that with this a ton. I just get a lot of very well-rounded flavors, not so much rye spice.
I like it when I open the door and you walk through it.
And I close it.
As I expected you would, because that's my thoughts exactly. I love the flavor palette. I love the nose. However, the only knock I can give it is extremely mellow for a rye whiskey. And true rye whiskey lovers, they like that spice, that rye spice, and a little bit more of aggressiveness.
Like, kick me over with a good rye spice.
and I know you would like that. But all in all, though, I think this is a fabulous, fabulous offering from Michters. I really, really do. I really love the nose and the palate on that 10-year rye.
Yeah, it's really good.
Fantastic.
Before we close out,
Sure.
What's your rankings on these?
Well, of course, number one for me would have to be the 10-year.
Okay,
I was blown away.
Yeah.
Kind of sipping on a little bit last night and getting my thoughts together. I didn't think I would say that, to tell you the truth. If you asked me before I got ready for this show, I would say the toasted, because this has been down here for a little while and I love it.
A couple of years.
I really love it. So I'd have to give it to, you know what, probably as it sits for me. I'd go the 10-year, the toasted, the barrel strength, and then the core release, the straight rye. And I know what you're going to say already, but go ahead, man.
I would go as it is, but flip those two.
I know you would. You weren't super impressed by this barrel strength.
For $120, I'm not. I think you get a lot more value in the straight rye, even though it's a core release and even though it's 40-some bucks out the gate for a beginner rye. I would, if you're not a huge rye fan and you want to kind of explore ryes a little bit, and your price point is $20-50, get that. It's a really solid option. Like a bullet rye and that, I would put pretty close together in terms of how like their flavor profile. But for $120, that's where it gets me the price. If this was like $60-70, it would be as it sits.
Yeah, I rank mine on flavor only.
Fair.
And Trenton brings up a fantastic point, because if you put the monetary value in the conversation, I would have to agree with you 100%.
I feel like
because the flavor profile here is not that far from here. It's just boosted a little bit from the proof, and you get a little more action from the proof, but not in as much as you would want to. And I agree with you on that. So that's a good point.
Yeah, I feel like for an $80 difference, that's just kind of disappointing.
Yeah. Okay. I get it. That's all we got for you today. Boy, sure hope you appreciated it. I know we appreciate you watching and checking in on us. Thank you so much for that. As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly, and we'll see you next time, Friday, right down here with the both of us in the good old basement Bourbon Bar. See you later.